All right, BC, you guys had a couple questions. Let's go over it. First off, your first example, the one that you guys were asking about was how do we figure out the antiderivative of e to the 3x dx? All right, this is a u sub. U would be 3x. Du, well, the derivative of 3x is 3 dx. You don't have an extra 3 lying around here, so remember, you've got to take that loser friend and move it over. So it becomes 1/3 du dx. And then when you do the substitution, you have the 1/3 on the outside, integral e to the u du, which becomes 1/3, antiderivative of the u is just e to the u plus c, which is 1/3 e to the 3x plus c. Now, here's the thing. You don't want to do a u substitution every time you do this, because all you're noticing is you're undoing the multiplying by 3 here by dividing by 3 or multiplying by 1/3. Got it? So I could easily do this. Well, how would I undo as a shortcut? Let's say if I said, hey, I want to take the integral of e to the 5x dx, I can know that's just 1/5 e to the 5x plus c. That's it. Because you're undoing that times 5 if you did the u substitution by multiplying by 1/5. It goes the other way around too. Let's say I had e to the x over 4 dx. How would I undo dividing by 4? I would multiply by 4, and it becomes e to the x over 4 plus c. This also works with trig functions. You don't want to sit there and waste time doing u substitution for easy problems like this. By the way, this only works if you're multiplying a number by x. That's it. So I could say, okay, I know the antiderivative of sine is what? Negative cosine of 6x. And I have to undo that times 6. I'd be multiplying by 1/6. You see how that works? Or if I had the if I have to figure out the antiderivative of cosine of x over 3. Same thing. I know the antiderivative of cosine is sine of x over 3. But how do I undo the over 3? I multiply by 3. That's how you undo dividing by 3. So hopefully that clears that up. And it should help with some of the homework questions we got. So on page 350, there was a couple questions I got. So let's see. Linda was number 8. All right. So if I'm doing the integral of x squared cosine of x over 2 dx, again, this is part of the integration by parts or tabular. I would do tabular because of this x squared. I know the derivative of x squared is 2x, the derivative of 2x is 2, and the derivative of 2 is 0. So this goes to 0, but the other thing I know is the antiderivative of cosine of x over 2, and this is just what we had just talked about, right? Antiderivative cosine is going to be sine of x over 2, but I have to multiply by 2 because of that over 2. Antiderivative sine is going to be negative cosine of x over 2, but multiply by another 2, so 2 times 2, that becomes 4. Antiderivative negative cosine becomes negative sine of x over 2, but again, multiplying by another 2, so that becomes 8. Plus, minus, plus. All right, put it all together. I get 2x squared sine of x over 2 minus a negative, and the second one becomes a positive. 4 times 2x becomes 8x cosine of x over 2. Plus a negative becomes a minus. 8 times 2 is 16 sine of x over 2 plus c. And there you go. Other question that was in this section was question number 9. All right. Y of natural log of y dy. Now, first guess, you're like, I can do tabular because the derivative of y will go to 0. There's a problem. You don't know the antiderivative of natural log of y. So that means you can't do tabular here. You're going to have to do integration by parts. So you're going to have to find a u and a dv. Again, if I knew the antiderivative of natural log of y, I'd stick that in dv. I don't, but I know it's derivative, so I'm going to put that in u. So that means y dy becomes dv. So du, the derivative of natural log, is going to be 1 over y dy. V, the antiderivative of y, is going to be y squared over 2. So now let's remember our rule. U times v. So y squared over 2 times the natural log of y, at the u times v, minus the integral of v du. So y squared over 2 times 1 over y. Okay, I'm just going to do that on the side here. If I do y squared over 2 times 1 over y, this y cancels out with one of those y's. I just get y over 2 dy. Or y squared over 2 natural log of y minus, I can take the 1/2 out, the integral of just y dy. Alright, so y squared over 2 times the natural log of y minus, what's the antiderivative of y? Is y squared over 2 again. We just did it. Times 1/2, so that becomes y squared over 4 plus c. Alright. That's it. So you guys should be working on your Khan Academy. You guys should be doing the review worksheet, and hopefully practicing and studying all the stuff for your quiz next week, Thursday. Good luck.